Hey, what's up? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and I want to talk to you today about Bitcoin and Crypto Chart TA. But before we get to that, be sure to smash that subscribe button to see my latest content and leave a like if you like this content and would like to see more. So with Bitcoin, we had another strong day today. If you add up yesterday and today's green candles, we're at over 4% increase, and we are just up pretty massively from the recent low, I say from the start of the year, in which Bitcoin was at about 16,400. We're almost $2,000 higher now at this point. And if you take a look at the RSI, what you see here is that the RSI is currently sitting at about 75 or so. And as a reminder, the RSI kind of gives you an idea of the strength of buyers or the strength of sellers. And if you go all the way back, in order to find a point in which it was higher, you have to go all the way back to the October of 2021 high in order to find a time in which Bitcoin was more overbought than it currently is. And so what that means is we are likely to wind up seeing a pullback in the near term. And if we go and we analyze the pattern here, what we're seeing is kind of almost like a double top play out here with this resistance level. And so this resistance level is at about 18,300 to 400 or so. So if you're bullish on Bitcoin, you want to see it push above this level and push above this resistance in order to nullify this potential double top. Okay. So that's what you're looking for if you're bullish on Bitcoin. If you're bearish on Bitcoin, what you're going to wind up seeing is Bitcoin's going to hit its head on this resistance point, and then it's going to pull back. And I think what's most likely to happen, especially given the incredibly high RSI, is that we're going to wind up seeing a pullback. Now, the reason why Bitcoin has been pumping heavily is because traders are betting right now that the consumer price index numbers, which will come out tomorrow, are going to be bullish, that it's going to be lower than expected. So if we take a look at the economic calendar right here, we can see that the consumer price index is going to be released at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and the expectations for this currently the forecast is about 6.5%. So if it comes in below 6.5%, we could potentially see another rally in both stocks and crypto. Now, one thing I talked about on my Twitter was that the CPI print coming out could potentially push Bitcoin to 18,400. Now, this was previously back when it was finding resistance here at about 17,400, and then it pushed way above that level, and it's touching this new resistance point right now. There's also a possibility, I think, that we wind up seeing a buy the rumor and sell the news type of event where even though the CPI comes in lower than expected, we actually start to see a sell-off from Bitcoin and crypto because essentially the market right now is pricing it in. And I think that's a likely possibility. Okay, so I expect that in the near term we will get a pullback, and this is the kind of thing that I always try to warn against. Trying to FOMO buy this, I'm definitely not interested in Bitcoin at these levels, and I'm waiting for Bitcoin to come back down again because I definitely don't want to be buying at the most overbought that Bitcoin has been in since the top of the bull market in 2021. And that is just crazy. We're seeing such strong momentum right now for Bitcoin. If we take a look at the funding rate, we can actually see that the longs currently have a strong position, and it's been increasing over the last couple of days, which matches what we've been seeing in the price right now for Bitcoin. So if we do see a pullback, what we're going to wind up probably seeing is a pullback here to about 17,600. It's definitely going to be under 17,000, I feel like, or under 18,000, and it's probably going to pull back maybe around in this region about 17,400, 17,500 or so. That's what I'd be looking at for the Bitcoin pullback. All right. So for the short term, for the absolute short term, for the next couple of days, I do think we're going to wind up getting a pullback. Now we're going to go ahead and also talk about Ethereum as well. So Ethereum has made another big move, just like with Bitcoin. It is massively overbought, just like with Bitcoin. And unlike with Bitcoin, if you go all the way back here, the last time it was this overbought was back in August of 2021, and that was a kind of a local top for that area. So if we take a look at what we're doing right now, what we're seeing is that it pushed above this resistance point at 1345, and now it's at 1400. So I move this up a little bit. It's about say 1420, maybe around here or so, and that is your new resistance point, and that kind of lines up pretty nicely with the previous levels that we saw back in September. So you can put that about right here. Okay. Now, in regards to Ethereum, we're also going to take a look at Ethereum dominance, and this is really important to point out. The reason why we want to talk about Ethereum dominance is that Ethereum looks to be taking dominance from Bitcoin. So you're having more people sell their Bitcoin to buy Ethereum, okay? And we've seen that it's been on a tear right now. We have the Ethereum dominance currently testing resistance at about 20% or so. It doesn't often come up 20%, and when it does, it pulls back very sharply like we've seen several times here in the past. It never really pushes high above this level, and I've put it in this box previously because this box starts at about 20.5% all the way up to about 22.5%, and Ethereum barely spends any time whatsoever in this box. Even in its entire history, it's barely spent any time in this box. It's been hard resistance for Ethereum, and I expect this to stay hard resistance in the future. So that's something else you want to go ahead and take a look at, is this box up here. It is rapidly approaching that massive resistance point for your Ethereum dominance. All right. So with Ethereum, I'm also expecting it's going to wind up doing a pullback, just like a Bitcoin. Again, massively overbought right now, and we can probably expect a pullback here to about 1320 or so. So if you're looking at this kind of thing and you're deciding, well, I'm very interested in getting into this, the way I would view this is I definitely personally would not FOMO buy this. I would wait till it comes into a pullback, and during that pullback, that is when I would add to my Bitcoin or Ethereum long position. I'm not interested personally in buying this massive rise up here. Now, if you take a look at the Binance Coin is also in a bit of a weird spot. And the reason for that is because it went up, it touched resistance, but it did not break out heavily like we saw with Bitcoin and with Ethereum. This resistance point is at 284, and right now this resistance seems to be holding. So with Bitcoin and Ethereum, you've also seen much stronger volume to push it higher, and Binance Coin just hasn't had that kind of volume to push it higher. And in fact, it's not even technically overbought with the daily RSI coming to 69, just outside of the 70 range that would normally be considered as overbought. All right, and just like with Ethereum and Bitcoin, I do expect that this is going to also pull back as well, and it's probably going to pull back to I'd say about 265, somewhere in that region, 270 or so. I think that's very possible. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. What do you guys think about today's pump? Can we expect this to continue? What do you guys think the CPI will wind up being? Leave a comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video.